Okay guys, now it's time to make Super Sonico's shirt. I am using New Look pattern 6230 and I'm making view A. As you can see in the background, I already have my pattern pieces cut out, and I also made my own pattern piece for the cuff of her shirt. Just made a rectangle, because Sonico's shirt has cuffs. Here are all the pieces cut out of the white stretch knit. As you probably noticed, Super Sonico has blue for her sleeves and for the neckline of her shirt. And you probably also noticed that I cut all of my pieces out of white stretch knit fabric. This is because my fabric store didn't have any stretch knit in blue, so I'm going to have to dye some of it myself. I also don't really have a good place for dyeing fabric, so I'm using a cheap mason jar, some Rit dye in aquamarine, and a stick. So hopefully this turns out looking okay. Here are the dyed pieces fresh out of the dryer, and now it's time to get sewing. Now we're going to sew the shirt together using the instructions that were packaged along with the pattern pieces. Just a reminder when sewing stretch fabrics to use a ballpoint type needle and to sew using a zigzag stitch. For Super Sonico's shirt cuffs, first we're going to start by hemming along one edge, and then once it's hemmed at the bottom, we're going to fold it in half and sew along the side. Next, putting right sides together, we're going to attach the cuff to the rest of the sleeve so that it will look like this. If you want, you can go ahead and add a layer of top stitching at the seam, and I also decided to roll my hem because I wasn't happy with how it looked, but that's optional. You can go ahead and do that if you feel like it. Now that Super Sonico's shirt is almost done, it's time to paint the tiger design on the front. I brought my laptop up with references, and I went ahead and already pencil sketched out the tiger design. Now I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to be using acrylic paint mixed with textile medium. I think the color is lemonade, so it's a nice light lemony yellow. I put a card underneath the shirt just to keep the paint from going completely through and getting onto the back of the shirt. So we're going to start just by doing the basic shape of the tiger. Here is the basic yellow tiger body. Now to add the blue. Here's what he looks like with the dark blue lines painted on. But there is not a additional piece at the bottom like Sonico's has, so I cut a rectangle out of the white stretch knit, making sure that the fabric is stretching this way across the body, and then I folded it in half and sewed the two pieces together at the end. The next step is to putting right sides together, sew the bottom cuff onto the shirt. Next, what you're going to do is fold it over, and you're going to stitch along the top there. You're going to top stitch it so everything stays in place, and it gives it a nice final touch. Lastly, I used some red and white paint to mark the designs on the eyes and to make the little teeth. And with that, Sonico's shirt is done. I apologize, some of the footage in this tutorial was really old, so sorry about some of the quality on that. But I hope you liked the tutorial. For more Sonico tutorials, please subscribe. And as always, if you have any suggestions for any characters you'd like to see me make a tutorial for, please comment below. Thank you!